The only reason that the Democrat Party are going apoplectic over the redistricting in Texas is because they will lose ghetto fabulous Democrats like Jasmine Crockett in the House. And honestly, sayonara, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. I'm tired of race based redistricting. All right. Voters in America deserve better than that. You have these people like the AOCs of the world. You have the Jasmine Crockett's of the world. You have the Ilhan Omars of the world. If you look at these blue states, whether it's California, New York, states like Illinois. I'll get into that because Democrats that fled the state of Texas and abandoned their job, abandoned their voters for theatrics, if you will. They fled to the state of Illinois. You look at the map of places like Illinois that lost I think the second leading state in losing population inside of the United States next to California. They have congressional district maps drawn that look like, I don't know what, like spiders. It's insane. They do this because Democrats cannot win based upon their ideas. So what do? They draw these congressional maps so people like Jasmine Crockett can get into Congress and can stay in Congress because no one's going to question her policy. All she has to do is play the race card. All she has to do is pretend like she's sticking up for the little guy, sticking up for the black person, sticking up for the minority. And sadly, a bunch of low information voters that have been trained that Republicans are racist, that Republicans are sexist, that Republicans are xenophobes will continue to vote for Jasmine Crockett. But when Jasmine Crockett has to have an actual policy debate against a Republican, she would lose every single time. And this is what the left is scared of. They see in the Trump administration, he is destroying their sacred cows. I did a podcast with Mark Moreno at climatedepot.com. This was a huge, massive story. Frankly, I don't know why more conservatives aren't talking about it. Perhaps it's not as sexy, but we had one of the largest deregulation policies ever in American history with this endangerment repeal. So that's one sacred cow, climate change hysteria that Trump has bust down. You've got this anti-Semitism and this wokeism, DEI, CRT that is rampant on college campuses and universities across the United States of America, particularly in our Ivy Leagues. Trump has taken that on. And now you have a Republican Party that is finally not afraid to do what the left has been doing all along. And quite frankly, what's happening here is legal. So let me give you the skinny. There is a video. This is a TikTok influencer on cut number 6 that I want to show you real quickly that explains almost perfectly what's happening in Texas and why the left is so scared that they're going to lose in the midterms, but particularly they're going to lose seats in Texas. And by the way, they should lose seats in Texas. Nothing that's being done by the Texas state legislature, by Greg Abbott, in redistricting these maps is illegal. Absolutely nothing at all. This happens every 10 years along with the census. The Republicans have decided to do it basically midway through because they didn't do it last go round. And now you've got more Republicans represented in the state of Texas. So they got to change the maps. It's as simple as that. Here's cut number 6. Please roll it, por favor, Gabe.
You guys want to know the real reason why the Democrats are making such a big deal about the redistricting of Texas? It's because Jasmine Crockett could lose her seat completely. Al Green could lose his seat completely. 2 other Democrats are going to have to compete against each other to win their seat, and only one gets to move forward. And a 5th Democrat will have to win their seat against a Republican in what will become a Republican district. So long story short, they don't want to lose 4 to 5 of their Democratic colleagues. But what they didn't tell you is that the Democrats have already done this with 8 different states, causing a total of 6 Republicans to lose their seats, while the Democrats gained 5. And that's all just over the last 10 years. But that's besides the point. How did the Democrats decide that they're not going to let Texas redistrict their map? They all fled the state. They all said if we're not here to vote on it, then it can't happen. And that shit's illegal, so they've been ordered to come back or get arrested. But regardless of all that bullshit and drama, I don't know about you, but I could definitely live the rest of my life with a smile on my face if I never have to hear Jasmine Crockett's voice ever again.
That guy did a great job. And listen, he's absolutely right. Here's another clip. If we could get clip number 12 ready here, Gabe. Jasmine Crockett, I think, accidentally says the quiet part out loud. She says that their numbers, speaking of Democrats, are falling in the state of Texas. What after an ID mandate for mail-in ballots? Cut number 12, por favor, Gabe.
There was a benefit to shining a light on what it was that they were trying to do in the dark in Texas. So unfortunately, we've seen our numbers fall now that they have these voter restrictions in place. But I do think it's important for us to have the conversation around the—
All right, so their numbers have fallen. Democrat numbers have fallen since they have these restrictions in place. What are the restrictions? You have to have voter ID. Illegal aliens can't vote in elections, and it's hurting the Democrat Party. She accidentally said the quiet part out loud. That's your brainiac, Representative Jasmine Crockett. Guys, this isn't about race. This is about more people waking up to the fact that they do not want to be governed by a bunch of woke Marxists inside of Congress, inside of the House of Representatives. And it's about time, in my opinion, that finally the Republican Party starts standing up and doing the right thing and has a backbone to follow through on these congressional maps. We've seen Ron DeSantis do it in the state of Florida. This guy has a backbone of steel. Now Greg Abbott is stepping up to the plate. This is completely important, and it's necessary. But listen, Democrats are going to keep fighting because they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose power, and understandably so. But I want you to. I want to go to clip number 18. A lot of these Democrats fled the state, and now there's been a warrant issued for their arrest. But honestly, it's not going to extend past Texas. As far as I know. So, and eventually these people are going to come back. But I do want to play you one of the people that they ran to. This is the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, the billionaire heir, if you will, of the Hyatt hotel industry. So this guy didn't make it on his own, but nonetheless, it is what it is. So they decide to run to him. How did they afford to fly out there? We'll get into that momentarily. Cut number 18, por favor, Gabe.
Your current set about this matter.
Well, let me be clear. We passed a map in Illinois that follows the Constitution, and that is not what Governor Abbott is trying to do in Texas. We believe that the people of Texas deserve to have fair representation and not to have the game changed in the middle of the decade. There already is litigation about the original map that they put in place. Now they want to change it again. That, no doubt, will end up being litigated, too. But let me be clear that they are attempting to cheat. And, you know, I think we all know Donald Trump is a cheater.
Yeah.
So is the Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton, in so many ways. And we here in Illinois believe that we're, what is 2025? We've had elections now for, the 5 years that this map has been in place. We want to continue to have those fair elections, and we're proud of the fact that Democrats do better than...
we can cut it. Guys, what the heck are your Texas representatives? If you're a Democrat, what the heck are your Texas representatives doing in Illinois? They can't do anything for you there. They can't fight back there. All right, all they're doing is elongating the process. And as far as Illinois is concerned, you had J.B. Pritzker, the Michelin tire guy, talk about how they did things constitutionally. They did things right in Illinois. So Illinois suffered the second largest population, hat tip free beacon, second largest population decline in the country from 2010 to 2020. That caused it to lose a congressional seat following the 2020 census. So Pritzker, he took office in 2019. He responded by spearheading a very aggressive redistricting process that saw his Democrats, the Democratic legislature, pack 5 Republican-held district seats into 3. So they cut 5 Republican-held seats into 3. That's how they changed their maps. The movement Illinois Democrats picked up a congressional seat even as their state lost representation. They now, listen to this, in the state of Illinois, the man that these Texas Democrats ran to, they now hold 82% of the state's congressional seats. Kamala Harris, for a juxtaposition, Kamala Harris just carried Illinois by winning 54% of the vote. Yet Democrats hold 82% of the congressional seats. That's constitutional somehow. That's insane. Now, how did these people get there? How did these people get there? Most of the state legislatures boarded a 76-seat private jet flown out of a state-of-the-art private terminal at the Austin Bergstrom International Airport. All right, that jet left Austin around 5 p.m. on Sunday, landed in Chicago more than 2 hours later, a flight that likely cost tens of thousands of dollars. Upon arriving in Chicago, the lawmakers held that press conference that you just saw there with the billionaire Hyatt Hotel Air, who said that Republicans are attempting to cheat. I just read you his records, and what these Democrats are trying to do is they're trying to stay away from Austin, Texas, for 2 weeks. That's when the special session is scheduled to end. This is an absolute farce. This is absolute nonsense. These people need to get back to work, because eventually what's going to happen is Texas is going to redistrict with or without them, and we're going to pick up 4 or 5 seats, which we should, and we will, and we can do so legally because we now have more Republican voters in the state of Texas. It's as simple as that. Don't let them tell you otherwise. We'll be back. Hey, Carl Jackson here for My Pillow. A major retail chain just canceled a massive order, leaving My Pillow with an overstock of classic My Pillows. Now it's your gain. For a limited time, My Pillow is offering their entire classic collection at true wholesale prices. Get a standard My Pillow for just $19.98. If you want more, you can upgrade to a queen size for $24.98, a king size for $29.98, snag body pillows for just $39.98, and versatile multi-use pillows for just $12.98. All you have to do is go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Carl, C-A-R-L, I don't spell it like the communists, or call 800-858-0263 to score these amazing deals. Plus, when your order totals $75 or more, you'll receive $100 in free digital gifts. No strings attached. That's right. Premium pillows at unbeatable prices and bonus gifts to top it all off. All you have to do is go to mypillow.com, promo code Carl, or call 800-858-0263, promo code Carl. All right, so let's go to right away to cut number 13. This is Jasmine Crockett with her homie. Who is this? Warns the GOP, don't mess with a black woman and a Latina. So this is what we have. We have some races that are inside the Democratic caucus in the House, and we're getting ready, Lord willing, to get rid of both of them. I hope. I really do hope. But this is cut number 13. Let's hear the brilliant Jasmine Crockett that is doing so much for the people of Texas, for the people that reside in her district in Texas. Let's hear what the brilliant Jasmine Crockett has to say. Cut number 13. Por favor, Kate.
I am Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, but I am standing here with one of my faves right here, honey.
Yes.
Listen, and guess what? Neither one of us are in Texas. You know why? Because we know that it is time to stand up, rise up, and fight back against these fools that think that we're weak. One thing that they should know, when it comes to a black woman and a Latina,
That's right.
they're about to get a little spice, okay? And that's exactly what they got. So right now we are fighting for our rights in this country. We are fighting for democracy. And I just want y'all to know that I'm standing 10 toes down with my homie, the representative from the great state of Texas.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. I mean, these people are in the United States Congress. Listen, frankly, if they're having a private conversation, a personal conversation, you know what? I don't care if they act like that. I mean, it seems like they could be pleasant together. They can have fun together. I'm sure outside of Congress, they are fun people, but they have no business being inside of Congress. And frankly, Jasmine Crockett is a racist. She should not be in Congress. So this will be a good thing for Texans. Now the people will get proper representation as they should. But again, I was talking to you about how these people were traveling. These people, I'm talking about the Democrats that fled the state of Texas. You know, the Texas state legislatures fled the state of Texas. They even traveled to places like New York, where you had the nanny of New York, Kathy Hochul, sticking up for them. And they're talking about how they're going to do what Republicans are doing. Frankly, Republicans are finally doing what Democrats have been doing, except we're doing it by the book. We're doing it with the census. You can't win. Republicans can't win in the state of New York. It's been gerrymandered so much. Look at what they've done to California. Look at what they've done to Illinois. Again, you got the second largest population decline in the country from 2010 to 2020, yet they gain representation. How is that possible? It's not possible unless they cheat. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So thank God these people eventually will have to bow down. They said, and they can be in trouble. Abbott threatened to prosecute participants who violate the state bribery laws. He was referring to the $500 fine individual lawmakers incur each day they are absent. Those lawmakers cannot use their campaign accounts to pay those fines, meaning that in theory they would have to personally pay more than $7 grand each to see out the quorum break. The quorum break, again, you're talking about 2 weeks. That's when a special session is scheduled to end. Not only are they avoiding voting for this redistricting map, but remember that Texas state flood that killed over 100 people at that camp in Texas. They've got to vote on relief, I believe, for that. I mean, this is insane. This is insane. These people took a $30,000 luxury flight. Who paid for this? I really want to know who paid for this. In addition to the fines, it's unclear who paid for the private jet that took the lawmakers from Austin to Chicago. The Texas Tribune snapped a photo of the lawmakers boarding a Commute Air flight charter through the Signature Aviation, a company that dubs itself the world's largest network of private aviation terminals and maintains its own quote-unquote top-tier terminal at Austin's International Airport. I want you guys to listen to the nanny of New York. This is Kathy Hochul. Again, the nanny. What cut is this? I want to make sure I get the right cut. We won't play the whole thing, but cut number, I think I got the wrong one. I'm trying to find the one where she's standing up. Cut number 9, I believe it is. Por favor, Gabe.
And that is precisely why New York has a strong interest in what is occurring almost across the country in Texas. And I have news flash for Republicans in Texas. This is no longer the Wild West. We're not going to tolerate our democracy being stolen in a modern-day stagecoach hoist by a bunch of law-breaking cowboys. Americans don't want a system that's stacked against them. They believe in fairness. It's fundamental. I'll tell you this, they're done with the chaos. They're done with the cruelty. And I would say they're ready to vote Republicans out of power in Washington, certainly in the upcoming 2026 elections. Republicans know this. They've seen the polls. They know they're sliding downhill because Americans are rejecting their policies. So this is why they're fighting. They know they'll lose the elections, but to subvert the will of the people, they're hell-bent on rigging the system. Rigging the system is un-American.
We can cut the nanny of New York down. Now, Republicans are unpopular. Guys, there's polling. There was just a Wall Street Journal poll, I believe it was last week. There's other polling out there. Democrats are polling lower than they have in decades. In decades. Their party right now is a dumpster fire. Zoran Mamdani has become the face of the Democrat Party. You had Elizabeth Warren, the fake Indian, out there endorsing him because that's the way she's sticking her finger up in the air. She's saying that that's the way the wind is blowing. What the Democrats are doing in the state of Texas, basically they're breaking what's called quorum. If I didn't explain this earlier. So 2/3 of the Texas House's 150 members must be present in order to pass a bill. So that means at least 51 of the 62 Democrat members must leave the state to break quorum. And according to the New York Times, that's exactly what they did. You have Texas Democrats that met with Eric Holder. That's Obama's former wingman. Apparently, he was in on the discussions and the plan, saying that Holder had said to these Democrats, or actually the Texas Tribune? No, the Times reported that the group met with Holder, and Holder had said or led efforts to reverse gerrymandering in the House. Holder endorsed growing left-wing calls to gerrymander in blue states during a Sunday interview with MSNBC's Al Sharpton. So these guys, listen, they're trying to project onto Republicans what they do all the time, and that is just make their blue states more blue. Frankly, with the jungle primary that they have in California, with the district lines, even though it's a little bit harder in California because they do have an independent board, they have an independent board in New York. So Democrats can't go completely crazy. But there is another clip. I won't play it now, but there's another clip of the nanny of New York saying we need to get rid of that independent board, meaning they just want to run roughshod over all Republicans. Now, mind you, what Republicans are doing is completely legal. The Republican parties, the Texas Republicans, according to Free Beacon, neither changed nor broke any state rules when they convened for the special legislative session to redraw this House map. While boundaries are usually drawn every 10 years, as the federal law requires, by the way, nothing prevents Texas lawmakers from assembling mid-decade to redraw them, as they did in 2003. After drawing a new map, the state legislature votes to enact it like it would any other law. So they've done this before, and Democrats have frankly pulled this stunt before. You have this one Democrat trying to sound all official and smart. I forget his name, James something. But this is cut number 15. Let's play it. They're trying to make it sound like they're all moral, and they're not. These are people that are abandoning their job. They're abandoning their people, and it's simply because they're losing seats. Their policies are failing. Kathy Hochul is lying. J.B. Pritzker is lying. People got a taste of the Biden administration. They got a taste of the COVID lockdowns. They saw the inflation. They saw how these people were a bunch of bullies. They saw how we were a joke on the world stage. They saw how our military was treated. They saw how weak, frankly, our military became under Biden, and people had had enough. Gas prices are down. Food prices are down, energy prices are down. We're having some ups and downs when it comes to the tariffs, but we brought in a lot of money to the Treasury. It's yet to be seen the ultimate impact the tariffs will have, but right now they're not having the negative impacts that a lot of people predicted they would have. So it's as simple as that. So again, these Texas Democrats, as far as redistricting is concerned, it's time to get rid of race-based redistricting, guys. It's time to get rid of identity politics. This is no different than getting rid of the nonsense. Affirmative action is not needed on college campuses. You've got white people that are look at how white people act now. You got whites calling Sydney Sweeney a Nazi. They are quick to call out even fake racism. I mean, systemic racism inside of the United States does not exist except within the Democrat Party. I mean, it's as simple as that. Blacks can get a fair shot anywhere. Minorities can get a fair shot anywhere. You work hard, you network, you're going to get a shot. It's as simple as that. Success is for everybody. Black women dominate per capita, if I recall correctly, on college campuses. I mean, it's absolutely insane. So it's time to get rid of these race-based redistricting. It's time to have people voting, turn low information voters into informed voters. Have people vote based upon policy, not based upon skin color and what group they should be mad at, and so on, etc. So this redistricting is going to be a good thing for the state of Texas, and quite frankly, for America in the long run. If you watched my latest video, then you are interested in shining the truth in a world of confusion and lies. Guys, I am encouraging you and I'm asking you to help us grow our audience. Please subscribe, share, like, and comment on our latest video. Here's how you can help us reach a larger audience. Please subscribe, share, like, and comment on this video. Hit the bell next to the title of the video so you can be notified every time a new podcast is released. Let's make the algorithm have no choice but to pay attention to our show and help us grow our audience. Let us know what you think. Comments are extremely important. The truth is on our side. Let's spread it. Subscribe today, thecarljacksonshow.com.